Hey family, coming with a quick word, a quick message, here to encourage somebody today, here to inspire somebody. I have an awesome word, and so we're gonna dive right into it. It's so crazy how God works, how God is working in my life, how he's downloading these messages to bring to his people. And it's so crazy how it's certain things and certain visions and certain revelations that God gave me even years ago, even before I was walking in my purpose, even before I was on this spiritual path, this journey with him, with my relationship with God. And it's just so crazy how he can give me things years ago, and those things that he gave me years ago, I didn't understand it then. I wasn't trying to understand it then. I wasn't trying to listen to those things. But now that I'm actually walking with God, I can think back on things that he gave me even 3 years ago, even 5 years ago, things that stayed with me, things that never left me, revelations that he's given me even from years ago that has just stayed in my heart. And so now it resonates even more. What brought me to this message is because the Lord is saying that there are a lot of people, this spirit of rejection is what is causing so much hurt and pain in people's lives. The devil is using this spirit of rejection, these lies, these doubts about yourself, these doubts about who you are, these doubts about, things that you've gone through in life. You might be somebody that has faced so much rejection in your life. And I know it's so cliche to say, right? That saying that God's rejection is God's protection. We all know that saying, rejection is God's protection, but it is so true. And it took me going through this journey. It took me just learning, just taking the time out to listen to God, like I said, to even remember things that he's given me, revelations that he's given me years ago. And so he placed this message in my heart. And so I want to encourage somebody with this today. So like I said, you might be somebody that you face so much rejection. You think it's rejection, but it's really not even rejection. It's really not even rejection. You have lived a life where you feel like more so, and what God is putting in my spirit to really talk about is really, because this is something that I've dealt with too, is really more so like romantic relationships, women that you dealt with or men that you dealt with in your life, and other areas of your life too. But more specifically, wanting me to speak on when it comes to like romantic relationships. And you might be somebody that found yourself in and out of these relationships, pouring yourself into certain relationships, thinking that these people like you. They don't really like you. You trying to prove your worth to these people. You trying to prove that you this good woman, that you this good man. And then every time you turn around, you getting your feelings hurt. Every time you turn around, it's not working out. And so the devil has taken that. The devil has taken these certain situations that you've gone through, and he's placed these lies over your mind that, oh, you're unlovable. Oh, you never gonna find anybody. You're never gonna have anybody. You're not a good person. You're not a good woman. He'll attack your looks, make you think that you don't look good enough, or you're not good enough for these people, or make you believe these lies about yourself, make you believe these lies about yourself. And then you begin to internalize all these things because of these rejections that you face, because of these doors that's been closed in your face, because certain situations have not worked out for you. So you begin to internalize these things. You sit here and you think that you're facing all this rejection. You feel so rejected. You feel so low. But let me explain something to you. And I pray that you are free today, free from this spirit of rejection, that you think that you are not worthy enough, that you think that you are not good enough, that you think that you are unlovable. Let me explain something to you. This is why you have gone through these certain situations in your life. First of all, let's talk about this. Like I was saying in my last video, if you haven't watched my last video, I encourage you. It was such a powerful message. I encourage you to go check out the video right before this one. I talked about what it means to be chosen, and I want to kind of just speak on that just for a brief second, because let me explain something to you about being chosen and why certain things just don't work out for you. When I was growing up, like I was saying in my last video, when I was growing up, I've been knowing this for a long time, that I was supposed to be growing up. I was supposed to be living my life for God. I tried to run away from it for a long time. I grew up in the church. I've grown up in the church since I was 2 years old. You know, my mom got saved when I was like 2, and I've been in church my whole life pretty much. So I know all about religion. I know all about church. I know all about God and all that. I knew all about that, but it didn't, all this stuff, all these visions that God gave me, all these things, none of that stuff mattered until I really stepped into a true and real relationship with God, to really understand my purpose, to really understand my vision, to really understand that I'm chosen for a special assignment. And so, like I said, you know, growing up, when I didn't want to accept that, right? Like, I didn't want to accept my calling. I didn't want to accept that this is what I was supposed to be doing. I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to live in the world and do what the world does, and do what I wanted to do. And the thing about that is that like I said, I didn't understand that then. But now that I have a true relationship with God, now that I have, you know, decided to walk in my purpose and to do His will, now the way I look at it, it's like, it's an honor. It's an honor to be chosen by God. It's an honor to be used by God. Back then, I was ashamed. I was ashamed of the calling that He had over my life. I was ashamed to be going to church, to have a mom that was religious and went to church. I was ashamed of all those things. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to have this, you know, to have this calling on my life and be living and in church and all of that. And I just thank God. I thank God for salvation. I thank God for doing what He needs to do in my life, to save me, to bring me into knowledge, to bring me at such a time as now, to accept my calling, to accept that I am a chosen one. And when I tell you, the nerve of me to be ashamed, the nerve of me to try to ignore God and not walk in the way that He wanted me to walk, because it is such an honor. It is such an honor to be used. It is such an honor to be a vessel. It is such an honor to live my life and do things according to His glory, to do things for His glory. So I bring all this up to say, right, this, we finna get to it. We about to get to it, because I'm telling you, if you are somebody, you know that you are chosen, you know that you're supposed to be living for God. And even if you still battling like wondering, you know, if this is what you're supposed to be doing, you know when you're chosen. You know that, just like I knew that then 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even when I was a little girl. You know when you are truly chosen by God. You know when you truly have an assignment, something, a vision that God gave you years ago that you're supposed to be doing. And so let me say this. I bring all of this up to say that a few years ago, now mind you, this was before I was in my relationship with God. This is when I was still out trying to do things in my way, trying to live the way I wanted to live. God told me something, and I ignored it even then, but it makes so much sense now. And I accept it. I accept this, what he gave me, what He revealed to me. This was probably like 4 years ago. One day, God just put in my spirit. He said, Ashley, it does not matter what you try to do. Anything that you try to do that I am not involved in, it will never prosper. He said, anything, whether that be relationships, whether that be you calling yourself trying to go out here, trying to find somebody to be with, trying to find somebody to marry, trying to find somebody to be in a relationship with, any type of success that you think that you about to get, any type of jobs, any type of big transitions in your life, whatever it may be, anything that you go out in the world searching for, anything that you try to go after that I am not a part of, it will never prosper. So when God gave that to me, like I said, 3, 4, 5 years ago, He gave that to me, and then He kept putting that in my spirit. But again, I kept ignoring it. And so it makes so much sense now, because all these things that I tried to go after, He told me, He let me know all these things that you going after, that you trying to do outside of me, it's not gonna prosper, because you are meant to walk with me. You are meant to have a purpose. You have an assignment over your life. You are meant to be wrapped up in my arms. You are meant to go after the things that I want for you. What I have for you is more important than what you think you want in this world, than what you can ever find in this world. And when I think about that now, it's like, God, you are so good. You are so good. He brought that revelation back to me in my journey, and in him talking to me, and him showing himself to me, and him revealing himself to me. He brought that up to me. He helped me to remember that. Like, you remember when I told you that? I told you that, see, all this time you've been going in your life, you've been thinking that it's rejection. But no, I was saving you from certain things. I told you these things are not going to prosper, because you are not meant to be in certain environments. You are not meant to be attached to certain men. These people, they are not meant for you. These relationships are not meant for you. I have a kingdom spouse that's meant for you. I have a different plan for your life. So all these other, you can try to go search for this, you can try to go find this, but it's never gonna prosper. It's not gonna prosper, because I am not attached to it. What I have for you, the plans that I have for you, the assignment that I have for you, the anointing that you have on you, that I have placed on you. You are special, Ashley. You are special. This is the same thing he's saying to you. Everything he's saying to me, this is why he's giving me this message to give to you, because this is what he's saying to you. You are special. You walk around, you looking over your life thinking that you was not good enough, thinking that all this stuff, you done felt bad about all this stuff. You done felt bad about yourself because of all these different things, all these doors that's been shut in your life, all these situations that didn't work out, these relationships that didn't work out. It's because God is saying anything that he's not attached to is not going to prosper. It's not going to prosper. You are only meant to be walking in the way that he wants you to walk. You are only meant to be living the way that he wants you to live. And then what I had to realize about this revelation, it just made me even more grateful and having gratitude towards God, that God, you love me so much. All this time I've been thinking all this bad stuff about myself. I've just been thinking that I'm nothing. I just been thinking all this negativity. I've been letting the devil, fill my mind with all these lies, when the truth of the matter is that you were saving me. You were saving me from all these things that were not meant for me, because you have something better for me, because you have a higher calling over my life. I'm not meant to be a pigeon. I'm meant to be an eagle. I'm meant to soar. I'm meant to be soaring high above the things of this world, high above these things that don't matter, high above these things that don't serve me. All these years I've been in pain and thinking that I'm not good enough, thinking that I'm not worthy enough to be in this environment, to go this place, or to be here, or to have this. When the reality is, like you told me 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, anything that I'm not attached to, anything that God is not attached to, it is not going to prosper. It is not going to prosper. So he's saying today, you know that you are chosen. You know that you meant to be doing something more. You know that you meant to be living for God. And so all these things that you're trying to search for in the world, within yourself, everything that you're trying to do in your own might, everything that you're trying to do in your own strength, it's time for you to just allow God to work. All these plans, all this timeline of how you think things are supposed to work out, this timeline that you have, because we've all been there. Oh, I gotta be married by 32. Oh, I gotta be this by then. I want to have a house by then. I gotta have this. I gotta have that. And all these plans that we will have, none of that stuff matters. The only plan that matters is the plan that God has for us. The only thing that matters is his will, his way. Isn't it better Isn't it better to trust in God and believe in God and believe in the plans that he has for us, so that everything that we desire, everything that we want, everything that we need, the things that we think we want, when it's really the things that we need, it's going to prosper in him. So right now, knowing that, okay, God, you saying that I keep doing things in my own will, in my own way, so I'm going to keep getting doors shut in my face. I'm going to keep getting hurt. I'm going to keep being in pain. But if I just trust in you, if I just follow your will, if I follow your way, you let me know that everything in you, it will prosper, whatever that may be, whether it be a relationship, a companionship, a marriage, whether it be my career, what the plans that you have for me, the good things in life, the things that I could never imagine, the things that I can only hope for and dream of. You telling me that it's gonna prosper if I just put my trust in you, if I let you lead my life, if I let you guide me. And so I just want to encourage somebody with this. I just want to encourage somebody with this spirit of rejection. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. It was never rejection. It was never rejection. It was never that you were not good enough. It was never that you were not worthy enough. It was always because these things were not meant for you. These things were not meant for you. These people were not meant for you. But God has placed on the inside of you, you are vibrating at such a higher level, than the things that you trying to go seek after, the things that you trying to go do in your own will. You are higher. What God has for you, it surpasses these areas, these environments that you're trying to be in. It surpasses these people that you're trying to attach yourself to. It surpasses these people that you're trying to prove your worth to. It surpasses that. And because of that, because God knows that, see, we don't know that, but God knows that. That's why God has continuously saved you over and over and over. He has closed doors on purpose. He has pulled you out of situations on purpose. He has protected you. He has provided a covering and a protection over you, because he knows what you have on the inside of you. He knows that he has something better for you. He knows that he has a plan for you. So I want you to remember this. Just like God told me, he told me to bring this up again and deliver this message. Anything that God is not attached to, whatever it may be, it's not going to prosper. He wants to be at the head of it. He wants to be at the top of it. He wants to be involved in every decision, every decision, every dollar, whatever it may be. Everything about these choices that you're making, these decisions that you're making, he wants you to go to him, go through him first. He has to be at the head of it. He has to be involved with it. Otherwise, it will not prosper. I love you guys. I hope that this message encourages you. I pray that you continue to pray over the spirit of rejection. If this is something that you're facing, if this is something that you're going through, I rebuke it in the mighty name of Jesus. I speak life over you. I speak life over your situations. I speak life over your circumstances, whatever it is that you may be going through. And I pray that this message encourages somebody and frees somebody today, because you might be somebody that has gone through all these things in your life, and you look at it as rejection, when it's not rejection at all. It's not rejection at all. God has always been protecting you. He has always been protecting you from these things that is not meant for you, from these people who are not meant for you. He has always been in the background, saving you, protecting you, keeping you from all hurt, harm, and danger, keeping you from being in situations that's not meant for you, also that he could bring you to a time such as now. Also that he could bring you to a time where you're able to open up your eyes, you're able to come into the knowledge to serve him, to know that he wants you to walk in his way, to walk in his will, that his glory may be revealed, that you may walk in the plans that he has for you. And so I love you guys. I hope that you enjoy this message. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you comment. Let me know what you think about this word, this message, how it resonates with you, if it's confirmation for you. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys.